Welcome to the WRAL Daily Download. I'm Grace Holland. After weeks on administrative leave, Cary's town manager agreed to resign, but will still get nearly $200,000 in severance pay. It's a saga that continues to raise questions about the town's finances. WRAL's Carly Haynes joins us now. Hey, Carly.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So how did this all start? Because this has really turned into a saga over the last few weeks.
And it's really interesting. First of all, I want to make it clear the town manager directly reports to the council. So as a result of that, the council gives the annual performance review. And as they were gearing up to give that review to Stegall, they got an anonymous public records request. And we still don't know who it was really from, but we know the name was A. Williams. And this person asked about emails relating to the tens of thousands of dollars the town paid in tuition for Mayor Pro Tem Lori Bush's master's degree and other material, things that the council wasn't aware of. So it really was a whistleblower that led to a lot of questions, and everything snowballed from there.
And what were some of the questions that were asked over the last few weeks as Stegall was put on administrative leave and about his actions as town manager?
So through our source work and public records requests, we saw a few things that council members were concerned about and did ultimately ask about, one of them being a land purchase. So Stegall apparently bought two adjacent pieces of land totaling more than $1 million near Cary Elementary School, and that was against the assistant town manager's recommendation, and not everyone on council knew about the purchase. There were also concerns about how he handled a fraud investigation in which the town sent a $1.3 million check to a vendor in the mail, and it was intercepted, but according to sources, it was never flagged as fraud. So that money went out the door from the town. And there were also just a lot of questions about his travel expenses in general, where he was spending hundreds of dollars on fancy hotels when he went to conferences.
And why did the town ultimately decide to let him go on Monday? Was there credence to some of this? Do we know yet, or was it more just the optics of it?
So that was really the big question that we had been waiting weeks to find out, and finally the mayor was able to touch on that during the emergency session on Monday. He cited three major reasons. One, over-the-top spending, so spending beyond what he was authorized to do, lack of transparency with council, or in other words, he was making these purchases without going in front of council first about them, so they didn't know that these were happening, and then also the creation of an unhealthy work environment.
Okay, let's take a quick break right there, and we'll talk about what happens from here. Welcome back. So we've been talking about the resignation of Stegall, the Cary town manager, who's been at the center of some financial questions for the town over the last few weeks. Carly Haynes is here. And Carly, why did the town agree to pay him severance with all of this in mind? I mean, it is a lot of money.
It is, and that was the number one question that we are seeing from our viewers and then also on the Town of Cary's Facebook comments. And really the response from the mayor is that they had to, according to Stegall's employment contract from 2016. It said that if he were to be terminated and not convicted of a crime, he would get 6 months of his salary paid out in severance, and in turn, he could not sue the town. So the big question we had is, why was that incorporated in his agreement in the first place? I mean, sometimes contracts have clauses that say if an employee was terminated with cause, it's possible severance won't apply. So we asked the mayor about this and whether the way Cary does it is an industry standard, and we didn't immediately hear back.
Okay, so still working to get some answers on that piece of it. I would imagine there's also a lot of questions about what this means for the town of Cary's finances. What do we know about that?
And all of this could add up, right? Like, we're talking millions of dollars, and I think the best we know right now is that we can expect a close watch. The town hired a law firm to investigate all of their processes, and the state auditor's office is also reviewing Cary's policies right now. But yesterday, or Monday, at the emergency session, the mayor maintained nothing that Stegall is accused of doing is illegal per se, and said financials are in good shape despite all of this. But we're going to see if that's truly the case when those reviews are concluded.
And who has replaced Stegall in this position? What do we know about them, and what does this mean for the council moving forward?
Yeah, it's a familiar name for a lot of people. Russ Overton, he has been tapped as the interim, and he is taking over immediately. He was previously the deputy town manager, and he's been with the town for a long time. He first came in 1998 as a town engineer, and then he moved into an administrative role in 2013. As far as, what we know about other council members and what this means for them, we're just going to have to find out when those reviews conclude.
All right, thank you so much for your reporting on this, Carly. We'll see where all of this goes. Thank you for listening to the WRAL Daily Download and for making us part of your morning routine. Another great way to get WRAL news is the Morning Briefing newsletter. That's a daily email with Triangle news, events, and headlines to help you get ready for the day. You can sign up at WRAL.com/newsletter.